Hi, friends. I hope you're having a great day. I'm really excited for the book we're going to talk about today, which is All We Were Promised by Ashton Lattimore. This was my book of the month for April 2024, and it was just such a great read. I really enjoyed it, and I'm super excited to get into not only the plot, but also why I thought that this was the right time to talk about this book. So let's get into it. This book centers around three Black women in Philadelphia between the Revolutionary War and the Civil War. It takes place in 1837. And there's a couple of pieces that I think make this setting super fascinating. The first is at the time, Philadelphia was a free city in the free state of Pennsylvania. And so it had a large population of different people, meaning that there were affluent Black people, there were Black people who had escaped slavery, there were Black people who were born there and lived there and were free, were Black people who were there with their masters from the South. So there was a wide difference between the Black community. There were lots of budding abolitionists, both Black and white, in Philadelphia at the time. There were people supporting the Underground Railroad and helping get slaves further north to be free. There are all of these pieces of 1837 life that really culminate in Philadelphia. And when you add that to just the historical significance of Philadelphia in the creation of independence in the United States as a whole, I think it just really demonstrates the juxtaposition that these characters are experiencing between the ideals that were promised and the actual practice of what is happening in 1837 Philadelphia. Because of this juxtaposition, I really thought that it was the perfect book to discuss the week between Juneteenth and Independence Day, because one, it's in between the two wars that these two dates are connected to. And I just felt like it was a really great demonstration of how much, like, what was accomplished in 1776 is unique and great, but it didn't solve the problems, and it in some ways created more problems for other people, problems that we're still combating today. And so I thought that it was a really interesting conversation piece around this particular time of the year to think about why 1837 Philadelphia was such a unique place to be, where there's a struggle for independence in a city that is consistently demonstrated that that's something that they care about, just maybe not for everybody. As I said, this book is about three women. There is Charlotte. She is an escaped slave now living in Philadelphia. There is Nell, who is a budding abolitionist from an affluent Black family in Philly. And then there's Evie, who has come to Philly with her mistress from the South and used to know Charlotte when she lived they lived on the same plantation and were owned by the same person. And so by pure happenstance, Charlotte and Evie find each other. Charlotte and Nell have become friends, and she finds Evie, and Evie is understandably and obviously desperate to escape and leave her mistress and be a free person. And that is exactly what this story is about. It's about how does Charlotte fit into Philadelphia? How does Evie fit into her new life? How can Nell help them? She has committee experience, lots of talking happening in Philadelphia. Some families have been willing to take action, but not all. So what does that look like? And then all of this is happening as there are race riots, abolitionists being attacked in Philadelphia. And all of this is culminating around a significant historic event in Philly in 1837, which if you don't know what it is, I don't want to ruin it. It's the crux of the book. And you can feel as the story intensifies that the drama in the city is also intensifying, which is just a really fun way to build more drama in the story. And it is just fascinating to watch these women try to navigate their lives, navigate their friendships, along with navigating a city that is just ready to blow. And it's just interesting to watch that unfold. I actually think the inside dust jacket bottom part of the cover does the best job of explaining exactly why this story is so fascinating. All We Were Promised is the story of three women in vastly different circumstances: the rebel, the socialite, and the fugitive, risking everything for one another in an American city straining to live up to its loftiest ideals. I feel like this does a great job of talking about the plot and what's interesting about the plot. It also does a great job of demonstrating what's interesting about this city and this time, which just adds to the drama of the book, which I really, really enjoyed. This book is fast paced. I had a hard time putting it down because I just wanted to know what was going to happen. And it felt like every chapter, as you get later in the book, just ends on a cliffhanger and you just can't put it down. So if you like fast paced historical fiction, I think that this is 100% is one. Plus, I liked they're fictional characters, but the world that they're living in is very, very real, and it feels that way. And I really like it when that is true for a historical fiction book. If you've read All We Were Promised, I would love to hear what you think. And please let us know in the comments your thoughts on the book and whether or not you'd recommend it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Happy reading.